Hey everybody, Will here from O'Reilly Auto Parts to show you how to remove and replace the alternator in a 2006 Toyota Camry with a 2.4-liter engine. Procedures will be similar for most Camry models from 2006 to 2011, but be sure to know the specifics for your vehicle before getting started. If you're not sure if your alternator needs to be replaced, you can have it tested for free at any O'Reilly Auto Parts store, either with it still on the vehicle or separately. You can also learn more about how to diagnose your alternator yourself with our how-to video. Once you've got your supplies together, here's what you'll do. Park on a level surface and open the hood. Disconnect the negative battery cable with a 10mm socket and move it aside so that it isn't touching metal. Locate the alternator on the passenger side of the engine bay and use a 19mm socket and ratchet or breaker bar to rotate the belt tensioner clockwise. Then slip the belt off the pulley. Unplug the electrical connector from the alternator by pushing in on the locking tab to disengage it. Remove the rubber cap from the top stud on the alternator and use a 10mm socket to loosen the nut securing the cable. An extension may make this a little easier. Remove the nut and slip the cable off the stud. With the cable detached, thread the nut back onto the stud for the time being. Detach the wiring harness from the bracket on the alternator by using your 10mm socket to loosen and remove the bolt securing it. Once the harness is detached, set that bolt aside. There's one final clip that will need to be opened with a small flathead screwdriver so that the wiring in this plastic sheath can be pulled loose. Then move all the wires and harness to the side. Now you should have enough room to loosen the bolts securing the alternator itself. Use a ratchet and 14mm socket with an extension to remove the top bolt. The bottom bolt is difficult to see, but it's right above the AC compressor. Use a ratchet and 12mm socket to loosen and remove that bolt. Carefully work the old alternator away from the engine past the wires and out of the engine bay. Compare your replacement alternator to the old one to make sure you have the right part. You may also have to move the wiring harness bracket from your old alternator to the new one. Slide your new alternator into place on the engine and thread the top bolt. Use your 14mm socket and ratchet or ratcheting wrench to tighten the bolt, but leave it loose enough to align the holes for the bottom bolt. Adjust the position of the alternator until the bottom bolt can be threaded. Then use your 12mm socket and ratchet or ratcheting wrench to tighten the bolt. Once both those bolts are snug, use your torque wrench and 14mm socket to tighten the top bolt to 38 foot-pounds. The 12mm bottom bolt will need to be torqued to 16 foot-pounds. Use the 10mm bolt you removed earlier to secure the wiring harness to the top of the new alternator. Reattach the main power cable to the stud at the top of the alternator, making sure the ears fit down into their slots. If your new alternator didn't come with a nut, use the one from your old alternator to secure the cable on the stud. Tighten the nut to 87 inch-pounds. Plug in the electrical connector. You should hear the tab click into place. Move the part of the harness in the plastic sheath back into place and secure it with the clip. And replace the rubber cap. Check to make sure the belt hasn't slipped off any of the other pulleys. Use your 19mm socket and ratchet or breaker bar to rotate the tensioner and slip the belt back onto the alternator pulley. Slowly let the tensioner rotate back as you make sure the belt seats properly. Then double check the other pulleys to ensure the belt is properly seated all the way around. Reattach your negative battery cable. Close the hood. And that's it. You'll find everything you need for this and other jobs at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com. If you're not completely comfortable doing this yourself, we'd be happy to recommend a professional technician in your area. And be sure to subscribe so you'll see all our new video content. We'll see you again soon.